Well, hello and welcome to Jonathan from the Heart. I'm Jonathon Aslay of jonathonaslay.com, and I'm so excited to be shooting this short video for you today. Our topic, the 8 things couples do to ensure great sex. 8 things couples do to ensure great sex. Really quickly, these are my weekend videos that I shoot out on my balcony, very similar to the videos I shoot in my private group called Midlife Love Mastery. Check out the link below to my VIP group. This is where I shoot videos each week, 3 videos each week based on the questions you ask. So if you join the group, post a question, I'll shoot a video for you, and also once a month we do a webinar where you can talk to me live. All right, we're gonna jump into those 8 things couples do to ensure great sex. So this video was birthed out of conversations I've had with 2 different couples over the last year. Both of them are personal friends of mine. One is a couple who has been married, I believe they're going on 56, 57 years. They're in their 80s. And another couple is a couple who met in their mid 50s, been together about 3 years. And I asked them a question about sex in their relationship. And again, these are people who are personal friends. I felt that they would be open to share because they wanted to give me some general good, solid feedback and advice. And what was interesting is they seemed to share the same thing. So even a couple that, oh, and by the way, each of them claim, the couple that's been married 50 plus years claim they have sex at least once a week, and they've been consistent at that for over 50 years, except for when there's been medical conditions and things like that. And it actually, they were having sex more like 2, 3, 4 times a week, and 5 or 10 times a week back when they first got married. And the couple that's been together for the last 3 years that met in their 50s, they have consistent regular sex, at least a minimum of twice a week. So I thought, what's the common thread between this? What's the common bond? And what's interesting is it follows some of the same patterns that John Gottman talks about, John and Julie Gottman talk about in the Gottman Institute. And you know, if you've been following my work, I always refer to the book 8 Dates by Dr. John and Julie Gottman. All right, so let's start with number 1. And by the way, I'm going to put on my glasses because I took notes. And the first thing is that they say, I love you every day. I love you every day. And they mean it. They say, I love you every day, and I mean it. Those are the three powerful words. And as a coach, I've kind of adopted my own, I've adopted this for my own personal life. But I've adopted the idea that I love you means I'm here. You matter. We're important. I've got your back. I'm not going anywhere, and I only want you. That's what I love you means to me. Speaking of which, I've got your back. You can see this little picture of a stick person without a back, and this person's holding the back. Really quickly, this is my coffee cup for today. Says coffee tastes better when shared. Absolutely, especially sex, that's better when it's shared. You know, it's interesting, when I began preparing for this video, I thought to myself, I needed to ask advice from others, because I'll be candid with you, I haven't had a significant relationship where there was a great sex life, and partially because I didn't practice what I now have since learned. So I'm going to be very candid and open. This is something very new to me as well. So I'm sharing this because this is what I want to adopt in my next relationship, and I want you to do the same in your next relationship. So number 2, they kiss passionately for no particular reason. They kiss passionately for no particular reason. You know, it's funny. I'm watching a movie the other day, and the girl, the woman, reaches up to her boyfriend and just plants a deep, passionate kiss out of nowhere. And I'm watching that, and I'm like, I want that. And certainly from a woman's perspective, it's the same when a guy does it. I mean, this isn't singular to a gender. This is something both should be initiating, both initiating that passionate kiss out of nowhere. Okay, number 3. I like this one. They cuddle together. In fact, both these couples I know personally, and I've watched them together. They just cuddle on each other. They're friendly with each other. I'm sure that they spoon each other in bed. That's a sign that you're going to have great sex with your partner, and that perpetuates that great sex. I know many of you are frustrated and confused in the dating world. And I know it's because a lot of people are seeking what's called a stable ambiguity. And this is what Esther Perel talks about in her book, Mating in Captivity. And it's couples that are just basically seeking companionship, connection, and sex without anything deeper. And that's what I want you to explore, something deeper. Because the ambiguous piece is that commitment to the relationship. And what couples, great couples, have is a commitment to everything I'm sharing here. Okay? So number 4, they give romantic gifts to one another. Whether it's a little love note in the morning, that's a gift. Even though it's words, it's a gift. Certainly, little tiny gifts throughout their week, their month, their year. Just little things to keep that attention, affection, and appreciation going. I just spit, by the way. Number 5. They're affectionate in public. Oh, I love this one. In fact, both these couples, I know them, they're very affectionate to each other out in public, or at least within the circle of friends. I just think that's a sign you're going to have great sex. You know, many of you who are watching this are single, and you're probably frustrated. You wouldn't be watching these videos if you're in a great relationship. And I just want to remind you to have a great relationship with yourself as well. This is one of the reasons why I wrote my book, What the Heck is Self-Love Anyway, by Jonathon Aslay. There's a link below to check out this book. If you've ordered it already, please let me know. I'm so grateful for so many of you. And by the way, what I really appreciate is many of you are buying these books for men. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Okay. Oh, another thing couples do to ensure great sex is they have a weekly date night. They have a regular date night. And, you know, even in a pandemic, they find ways to have a date with each other. And they put their work aside, they put their business aside, and they actually make time for this, for just connecting at a loving friendship way. Make that date night. Oh, the 7th one. They make sex a priority. It's actually something more conscious than just something spontaneous. I know with the couple that's been married for 50 plus years, they've shared with me, Saturday was their love day. Saturday was their love day. They would literally devote half a day to being in bed and making love. I mean, that's a conscious thing. That takes a level of intentionality. We have to stop expecting this, you know, men are chivalrous and they're leaders in the relationship and they just know what they want and they're just going to be these great, perfect guys. They're going to be the Prince Charming. Guys are rather clueless. This is why I'm such a big proponent that you are in charge of your relationship destiny. And on some level, it takes a conversation. All I'm suggesting here is have a conversation around this stuff. Because if you want to have a healthy, juicy, delicious relationship, then it requires being an intentional instead of expectational. That's the big issue today. Most everybody just has an expectation that people show up perfect. Here's the thing. We're like a clay. You can mold people. You can mold a relationship. It's definitely doable. Because the 8th and most important thing, and this is really what I want to emphasize today, it relates to the coffee mug, it relates to this, is that they remain friends. They're friends with each other. Friends like each other. Friends like spending time with each other. Friends feel safe to be vulnerable with one another. And that's one of the keys to ensuring great sex, is you have a healthy friendship from the heart. It's because you like the other person and not because you're attached. I'm trying to think of attached to the other person. You're bonded to another person that you really don't like. So fascinating. I've interviewed hundreds of women who have had relationships end where the boyfriend broke up, and I said, were you guys friends? And they go, not really. And I'm like, and you're lamenting over this relationship? I'd lament over losing a friend. I don't lament over losing someone that was just companionship, connection, and sex. And that's my invitation for you, is to lean into a deeper way of looking at love and relationships, and I hope this video has helped. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Please post a comment below if this resonated with you. If you have any questions, please post. I do my best to read them. As always, I'm going to wrap up this video as I always do. First off, giving myself a big, gigantic Jonathan Bear hug of self-love. I'm going to reach into the camera and give you a hug of love if that's okay. I'm going to ask you to turn to someone or a pet or a pillow or even a teddy bear and give it a hug of love, because hugs are a great source of love and we can all use more love in our lives. Thanks a bunch, and wishing you a fabulous weekend. And don't forget to join my group, Midlife Love Mastery. Bye-bye now.